Hello once again, audience. I am Twinsblade Ticket, and this is a Europa Universalis 4 Empire. Yes, that is right, folks. I know it's been a long time since I've done one of these. However, I did start doing one, but they kept on they released new DLC, and then they released a new patch and everything, so it was a bit hard to get one finished. As you can see, I am playing a game as King. I'm going to assume that's what it is. Now, I started as Jianzhou, which, if you may or may not know, if we just go over here, is this one here. See? Jianzhou. Jianzhou. I think that's pronounced. Don't quote me. Don't bloody quote me. Okay? And it's that they're basically the purplish color one, which gets this land around here. Then of course you have the oh shit, that didn't mean to. Oh, you have Hakesy, and then you have the pink one, which is Yeren. Yeah. So basically, first of all, what I did was I ate those tribes, and I formed the Manchu. Then of course I ate Korea, expanded into China, and then I just went bloody crazy. um, I do have a very large army, as you may or may not be able to tell. What's that? Is that? Can't tell what that army is. Oh, right, yeah, that's because I annexed Yemen. I had Yemen as a vassal. Um, I also had Pasai as a vassal for a while. Anyway, so yeah, this has been a very interesting game. I'll admit it was cool. It was reasonably difficult at the start actually, because Ming didn't properly explode. So basically, I had to take on pretty much the full might of Ming, which was difficult. I did manage to do it successfully. If we look, scroll up. Yeah, became a core of king. 5th of June. Um, so yeah, that was pretty good. As you can see, I've done a lot of um, developing around this region here. This has basically been how I got my whatchamacallit institutions over here. Although I did manage to snag, well, 3 institutions sort of. That wasn't didn't found when I was there, but it was actually a Delhi province at the time, but it was right next to me because I did have this province, this one, yeah, Kangra. So it did spread to my land very quickly. However, I did manage to get good old global trade, and I got manufactories. Now, global trade, manufactories is basically just gotten by having a shit ton of manufactories and hoping for the best. Um, Enlightenment is done by having a whole bunch of universities and hoping for the best. If I think I don't remember actually, it may not be. I just know that I have a bunch. If we just go to the build tab, I went really crazy with universities. Just I know they're pretty much useless in the latest since they've been nerfed because they used to give you +2 tax. Now they just give you -20% local development cost, which is it's pretty. Apart from in a few of your provinces, I'd probably suggest not really bothering with it unless, of course, you are going for the Enlightenment Institute. Then it is fair enough. I'm not going to stop you then. Anyway, yeah. Global trade is basically done by being it's the capital of the country which is the most trade power in the most expensive node, which as you can see is clearly Beijing, because Beijing is absolutely loaded, and it's actually one of the reasons why I built so many manufactories here was because I wanted to get all that trade power. Like because you can have a lot of trade power, but see if your actual node isn't worth that much, then it doesn't really matter, because if we scroll over to like, here, it's pretty expensive now. Like Gulf of Lawrence is Chesapeake Bay and Gulf of St. Lawrence are actually pretty bloody rich now. But like, if you go to something like just California, I guess, it doesn't really have that much. It's got about 7 dockers local, but most of that is shipped out. So even if you have full trade power, like even if California Girls was also mine and I had like 70%, it wouldn't work because you wouldn't have enough trade power to be able to continue doing it. So I also have 12 merchants, so, and if you just look to my trade slide, I make 257 ducats because I do also have a merchant over here in Goa, and in Bengal, and in Malacca, which I know isn't the most efficient way to do them, but that's how I do it, so, oh well. Wow, why do pirates make so much in that node? There was 19 Brunei ships in there, little bastards. Anyway, so as you can see, I do have quite a big army as well. Maximum total of over 1 million men. I have about 879, and I have 592 ships out of 706. So, relatively up to date. If we just go over to my ideas, I did manage to do all my ideas, though I haven't gotten all the latest tech yet. I probably could if we just ran it for a few more years, but no point really bothering now. Um, but I did manage to complete all the ideas. The exploration, first of all, of course, because with that I snuck down to Taiwan and then smacked up all of this. Snapped up a whole bunch of land in the Spice Islands, so I didn't really bother to focus too much after a while, like, so Tidor took over, Brunei took quite a bit, even Ternate got a bit, although Ternate was beaten back quite badly by Tidor because I allied with Tidor for a while, until they decided to get pissy. Um, yeah, I also then took religious ideas because, I'm Confucian. This was before I became Confucian, but I don't remember what it was specifically, but I just know it was one of the other rare faiths. I know how to take, let's just abandoned their old faith and became Confucian. See, it doesn't say what the old one is, but oh well. But yeah, it's pretty useful because if we go to the ledger, if we head over to the religions, see, let's see, how many countries is it? Yeah, only 7 countries are Confucian, and those are me and all of my colonial nations. And also, by the way, Confucian is the most largest religion in the world. Just wanted to point that one out. There's only one Orthodox country left, but I do still have quite a bit of converting left to do, even with my religious ideas, because I just took so much bloody Sunni and Shia land. It's just taken a long time. I have got a decent amount of it converted, plus I did take humanist towards the end. See, I took humanist as my last idea. So I do still have 113% religious unity, despite the fact that I do have a bunch of land to convert, and it's all quite long. And I've only got 2 missionaries. I was trying to remember how you could possibly get an extra missionary in until I just realized I probably could have. Is there one in here for it? I don't think there is. Nah, see, there's no thing that you can only, unless because you have defended the faith, which Confucians can't get because they're not Christian. Anyway, what else? Okay, yeah, subjects. I have a bunch of colonial nations, as you can see. I have America's fridge, which is Canada. I have Australia, best country, of course, which is Australia. I have Does Anybody Even Live Here, also known as Alaska. I have Louisiana, or Louisiana, of course, and I have Illegal Immigrants, which is my Mexican one. As you can see here, I have a good chunk of North America. I was thinking about possibly taking over Louisiana because I was one of the people that helped them get rid of Castile, or sorry, Portugal, the in 1636, I think. Oh, well, anyway, so I was the one that helped them get rid of it, but then I didn't really get around to it because though I did kill Canada, the original Canada actually. Canada's changed places now, but there was originally a, what is it? Yeah, it was a Scottish Canada, and then it became They got an English Canada over here. See, but yeah. So Brazil. I'm currently allied to Brazil and Austria. Brazil is actually the second largest nation in the world, if I recall. If we just go over to development, no, actually they're fifth, but that's still ridiculous for Brazil. They're fifth. I don't know why I got second from. And Austria is the third. Russia's second, but I haven't really bothered touching Russia because I just can't be bothered because they're just so bloody big. I have stolen a bunch of land from them, like land that they declare war on someone, and then I declare war on that same person, and then just sneak up from behind and steal everything. You know, as you do. Because they do actually have quite a large army. It's nowhere near as large as mine, but it's still annoyingly big that it would take me way too long to bother. Austria also has quite a nice army, and again, Brazil has a nice army as well. I was allied to the Teutons for a little while, but they were just kept on attacking Austria that I just realized, like, and they were obviously going to lose most of the wars, so I just thought, I can't be bothered to do this anymore, and just said stuff it. I do look quite like how Castille's capital is down on the on the Ivory Coast, if that's what it's called. That's what it's called, isn't it? Yeah, on the Ivory Coast. It's quite beautiful because France, Aragon, and actually a bit of Morocco have stolen them. Though it appears that France is now kicking both of them out of Iberia as well. They're actually allied, interesting enough. But anyway, what else? Anything else interesting in here? Not really. Oh yeah, I did construct the Suez Canal, of course, because why not? It's useful. I've got 310,000 ducats anyway, so it's not like I had anything better to do with them. I've got 25% cavalry, 10% infantry, 10% uh, cannons. Yeah, vassals. All my estates are pretty happy. It wasn't too bad of a game, though I do find quite interesting how Manchu, they have two additions, like their traditions and their ambitions both give them land leader shock, which was quite interesting actually, because once I added it onto the offensive, I got +3 shock and +1 fire for every single general that I recruited. See, so look, all my generals have like a bunch of shock, and this one is that actually wasn't intentional, but this one is actually like he's one of my best leaders. He's a 653, which is just beautiful. Speaking of that, actually, let's see if there's military leaders in the world. Oh yeah, he's second place. That's pretty damn good. Though doesn't have any siege, unlike that ridiculous 6 siege general from uh Brazil, which is actually ridiculous. That's Castilian Brazil, should I say? And considering how small they are, I feel like that's been a bit wasted. But anyway, yeah. So I guess I'm just gonna wrap it up here. Not too much else to show. I do have a bunch of estates, of course. Not estates. Of states. I see I've made a bunch of them. Just every now and then, just to keep my money pretty high, ticking up. I am paying 57 ducats subsidies to my vassals, because Alaska has been continuously becoming bankrupt until I decide to step in. They're not anymore, but they were bankrupt for. I think they went bankrupt about 3 times, and so I had to keep on sending soldiers in. I've actually still got the army here, but I had to keep on sending soldiers in until I just said stuff it and just gave them like a bunch of money. I'm paying them 20 ducats a month in subsidies. And I'm paying Mexico 20, and I think I'm paying was it California? No, it was, which one is it? I don't remember. I just know I'm paying one of the others. Is it America's fridge or something? Was it? Yeah, it's Australia. There we go. I'm paying 16 ducats to Australia as well. But yeah, anyway, guys. So I'm just gonna wrap this up here. This has been my Empire, E4 Empire showcases. Jianzhou turned Manchu turned King. I'm just gonna say it's like King because it's a Q, so fuck you. And yeah, I will see you folks in the next episode of my showcase. And I guess you'll have to find out what I've got planned for the next game. And I feel like it's going to be a fun one. So, peace out, guys.